Hello friends, today we're going to talk about how to start a vacation rental business with no money. Is it even possible to start a vacation rental business with no money? Well, by the end of this video, you are going to learn how to kickstart your vacation rental business with minimal financial investment. Imagine owning and running a profitable vacation rental business without breaking the bank. So stick around, I'm going to show you how to turn that dream into a reality. Have you ever wondered how people manage to start a vacation rental business without a hefty investment? Curious about the hacks and strategies that make that possible? Well, I'll unveil those secrets about how the savvy investors enter this market with little to no money. And I'll do that by first covering some of the strategies to get into the vacation rental business with little to no money. Second, I'll cover some of the creative financing options that exist. And finally, how you can utilize your existing resources to scale and grow your vacation rental business. If you're ready, let's go. So what are the different strategies required to get into the vacation rental business with little to no money? One of the easiest ways to do this with little to no money is a strategy called Airbnb arbitrage or rental arbitrage. So what is Airbnb or rental arbitrage? It's a business model that focuses on leveraging other people's properties through sublease agreements and then renting those properties on platforms like Airbnb, Vrbo, or other sites out there that book short-term or vacation rentals. In essence, Airbnb arbitrage is where you will rent a property on a long-term basis and you'll turn around and sublease that on a short-term rental basis. So let's break this down even further. So let's say that you found a complex that has really nice condos and you're thinking to yourself, okay, it's fairly close to the beach. It's awesome. If I could rent one of these out long term, maybe the cost of that is $2,500 a month. And you say, listen, if I can get that and rent it out for say a 12-month contract at $2,500 a month, I'm then going to post it on Airbnb or Vrbo or other sites where I will actually list it for rent at $250 a night. And let's say that you're able to book that 20 nights a month. And that's only 66% of the time. But let's say that that happened. 20 nights times $250 is $5,000 a month. Now there's going to be some expenses associated with that, but if you're paying $2,500 a month and you're renting it out on a short-term basis and pulling in $5,000, you're actually making a fairly significant amount of money every single month by doing rental arbitrage. And you might ask, okay, that sounds great, but why would a landlord who is renting this out to me long-term even want to do something like that? And I actually think the landlord would be wise to do it this way, and here's why. Think about it. You're going to pay your rent every single month on time. They're never going to have to worry about you paying your rent. And that's one of the biggest challenges of long-term rentals, especially if it's in a larger complex, collecting all that rent. And if you're paying it every single month, the first of the month, that takes away a huge headache of that organization or that landlord. Second of all, they never have to deal with your tenants. They deal with you. And you deal with the short-term stays, the guests that are coming in every single month. So their headache, as far as dealing with tenants, is very minimal. Last but not least, think about it. Every time a guest comes in and leaves, what are you going to do to that condo? You are going to clean it spotless. So the next guest that shows up is saying, wow, this place is awesome. It's super clean. So you're going to take such good care of that condo that it's going to look spotless every single time a new guest shows up. And that is something that a lot of times long-term tenants don't do. They don't take care of it and clean it as often as you would leasing it out on a short-term basis. So what benefits do you have? Well, you are actually outlaying very little cash to get started, right? You might have first month's rent, last month's rent, and maybe a deposit, usually a deposit, right? So you're coming out of pocket very little to be able to start earning that type of money every single month. And think about it, if you were able to duplicate this, not just with one condo, but 2 or 3 or 4, you're gonna see really good results and you're gonna see a lot of money coming in. I actually have a good friend of mine that lives in Florida, in the Orlando area, and she does this on a regular basis. And this is one of the ways that she got started doing vacation rentals. Another good thing about this strategy is, let's say it becomes very difficult to be able to rent out something on a short-term basis and the whole market crashes, right? Or it significantly goes down. The nice thing about your strategy is you haven't bought a $500,000 property and have to worry about making the mortgage on that every single month. You're worried about your rent for the next 6 months, 4 months, or if you just got started and things go down significantly, maybe 12 months. Another strategy to get started in vacation rentals with little to no money is bringing on a partner. If you're the type of person that is good at finding properties that are discounted or unique or in a special area, why wouldn't a partner want to participate in that investment with you? And trust me, there is value in finding and negotiating unique vacation rental properties, especially if you can find some that pencil in a really good way. I think a partner would be foolish not to enter in on that with somebody. And there's definitely value where you should get a piece of the pie, right? If you find the property, you negotiate it, and it's an income producing property, and all you do is bring somebody in and said, listen, I need your financial investment to make this happen, and you're gonna make this much money, there's value in a partnership there where you would take a percentage of that partnership, and then the financial partner would obviously take a majority of that equity in that partnership. Now let's talk about some creative financing options. So getting into a vacation rental property with little to no money can be really challenging, but not impossible. And one of the best ways to do that is through some seller financing options out there. One creative financing option that could work well in this model for vacation rental is something called sub-2. So sub-2, or subject to real estate investing, is a strategy where the buyer takes over the existing mortgage without involving the bank. In other words, you're purchasing the property subject to the existing financing that is in place. And this will allow you to bypass the traditional purchasing process by getting banks involved. This strategy can help investors secure property with little to no money out of their pocket. And this is definitely an attractive option for newcomers or even real estate professionals in general. So why would a person do this? Why would a person who has a home be willing to allow you to come in, take over the property subject to the existing financing that is already in place? Well, number one, they might say to themselves, man, I've got a great interest rate. And we're in the world right now where interest rates are a lot higher and people are scared to sell their property, because if they sell their property right now and they get rid of their 2, 3, or 4% interest rate, they're gonna have to go buy another home, but buy it with an interest rate that's 7.5 or 8%. Why in the world would they do that? But let's say they want to get out of their home, right? So if they wanted to do that and they've got, say, a 3% interest rate, why wouldn't they have somebody come in who can then maybe pay them a little bit of a down payment and then charge you a higher interest rate than they're paying every single month? And if you're able to take that property and rent it out at a short-term basis, it's a win-win for everybody involved, right? Let's say that they've got their 3% interest rate and they're charging you this monthly payment that's maybe at 4.5, 5, 6%, but you're renting it out on a short-term basis. The money that's coming in from that is going to cover the mortgage that you pay to the seller who's financing it for you and allow you to pocket some money that's coming in from the short-term rentals. Now let's talk about if you already have some vacation rentals in place, or you've done a few of these things that allow you to take advantage of getting into properties with little to no money. How can you then scale that business? Well, one thing that's worked really well for a lot of people, and I've seen them do it time and time again, where they take their property that they have, let's say that they have a loan for this property, and let's say that property goes up in value. All of a sudden, they can get a second mortgage from that home and utilize that money as a down payment on a new property, and get a down payment on a new property where they start to scale their business. Now, this is something that we've actually done with a couple of our vacation rentals. Now, we owned a home in Florida and we bought it at the right time. Interest rates were low. We purchased this home for $589,000. Now, after about a year and a half, the value of that property had gone up probably from $589,000 up to about $775,000. So we went in and we refinanced that home where we were able to take some cash out of that property to the tune of about $80,000, $90,000, and we're looking to purchase our 5th vacation rental up close to Yellowstone. We were able to take that money and utilize that as part of a down payment. Now, the cool thing is we owned another vacation rental property in that same area in Yellowstone that was doing really well. And similar thing, it had significantly gone up in value. So there was a lot of equity in that property. We went to the exact same bank that was financing the property already close to Yellowstone. We said, listen, can we utilize that equity plus this money that we're going to put down on the property to where we can get in and purchase this 5th vacation rental that we own for no money out of pocket? And it came back where the appraisal allowed us to do that. They valued it here, and then the money that we were able to put down from the Florida property and the equity that already existed in the other Yellowstone property, we were able to get into that property with no money down, which was an amazing strategy that allowed us to expand and scale our vacation rental property business. Now, these are some things that I've done. I'd be interested to see what you've done or what you think you could do to scale your vacation rental property business. And just for stopping by, watching this video, I have a free gift for you. It's a vacation rental calculator. You put in all of the data, all the information, all the revenue, and you put in all the expenses, and it spits out to you whether it's a good deal or not. And that's free. Just go ahead and click on the link below, download it, and utilize it. It's aaronsfreetraining.com. Once again, thanks for stopping by. Have an amazing day.